Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and look what I have created. I have finally finished my IBG Models 1/72 scale 72512 PZL 37A bis medium bomber of the Polish Air Force, and I must admit I had a jolly enjoyable time building this rather nice, interesting and slightly rare aircraft, I suppose you could say. This is originally a 2019 issue, so it's very, very modern, and there's a couple of alternate options that you can get for this, which you can seek out online. If you're not familiar with IBG models, they do quite a nice, interesting range of slightly out of left field aircraft. I've built one before, which was the Romanian IAR-80, so I kind of knew what I was getting into when I started this. They are loaded down with some nice extras, including a photo etch sheet with some quite extensive parts to put in. Unfortunately, being a Muppet who makes models badly novice, I kind of wrecked most of them when I was trying to cut them off, but we're learning with them, and I don't really think the fact that I've missed the photo etch off has sort of detracted from the actual overall appearance of the model, as most of the photo etch was actually on the inside. Now, for those of you that remember, we did actually do this as a You Choose My Next Build feature, which is how I generally prefer to build aircraft, by offering the floor open to you guys, the viewers, and letting you select the kit that I build from a small selection of thematically related aircraft. This one won in a competition against the Potez 25 B2 Polish Jupiter by Special Hobby, the IBG PZL-11C Polish Fighter, and the PZL-23A Karas Polish Light Bomber. So that one won the actual contest. For those of you curious as to which has won the most recent You Choose My Next Build, which is featuring 6 rather interesting Dutch aircraft, the winner by a couple of votes was the Fokker T8 float plane, and we'll be starting to build that later on this evening. So what did I think of this kit? How did I get on with it? And what did I not do so well, perhaps? That's what this is all about. I am a novice, so I have to tell you. So overall, the kit went together. I'm just going to put that down for a minute. The kit went together really nicely, fit-wise. These IBG kits go together almost like a dream. You know, I mean, the parts just fit. There was very minimal amount of refinement to be done with the tools, such as, you know, filing sticks and files, etc. So the overall build was very, very nice. Parts just went where they should. I did have a few issues myself. I mean, obviously I've mentioned the photo etch, which is kind of beyond me at the moment, but a lot of it's on the interior, and unless you're really sort of interested in doing interiors, it's just an extra hassle, I think. And the detail was painted pretty much in its entirety, which is a rarity for me anyway, because I did the whole of the interior of the fuselage, including all of the equipment inside, and you can't see any of that now, unfortunately. Little issues that I had with this, the tail skid was actually molded onto the actual fuselage, which is kind of a new thing for me. I'm used to sort of sticking my tail skid or my tail wheel on as one of the last things I do, because I'm always kind of wary of knocking it off and losing it, and guess what, I knocked it off and broke it, and I lost the piece. This is actually a replacement skid. It's actually part of a bomb rack from a different aircraft, but it kind of does the job quite well, I think. As following the instructions, I actually put the this underneath mounted machine gun in as per it told me, and unfortunately I broke the barrel. I have managed to stick that back in again with the help of some CA-UK black glue. Other issues, I cut incorrectly one of the main struts for the undercarriage. Luckily there are 2 different options with this kit, so I chose the incorrect option which is almost identical, to be quite honest with you. So it's useful to have the extra parts included with that. Another breakage was the forward firing machine gun, which I broke, lost the barrel subsequently, and this, as you see here, is just a piece out of the spares box. It's an aerial of some sort, because I didn't have a proper machine gun to replace it with. And one thing that I am becoming quite aware of following my purchase of the Gallery Ambition series new airbrushing compressor about a month or so ago is that I feel my airbrushing is getting quite good now. I mean, I think the overall finish that I've managed there is pretty good, to be quite honest with you. And this really has highlighted to me my main issue, which is the cockpit canopies, which I am struggling with. And I've tried several different ways of doing this, you know, masking with masking tape, masking with little masking blocks. I've tried the Humbrol Clear, not the Humbrol Clear Fix, the Humbrol Masco, and I also tried foil as well, which somebody recommended to me. Well, I'm just really struggling with that sort of process, and currently all I'm doing is painting it and scrubbing it off with a cocktail stick. So it's something that I really need to focus on, I think, over the next couple of months, is trying to develop a way that suits me. I mean, I think that's the problem, isn't it? Everybody can say, oh, I do it this way, I do it the other way, but at the end of the day, it's got to be something that suits the actual builder. It's not a every technique doesn't fit every builder, does it? So that's something I'm gonna have to work on. Paint wise, what we used was the matte grey airbrush primer, which we started using instead of the aerosols. Again, the gallery equipment has taken me to the next level, I think, which is still intermediate or novice. Paint wise, we used a whole range of khaki of Tamiya's. The khaki XF49 is the colour for the main body. We've used XF23 light blue on the undersurfaces. XF1 went into the interior. X10 gunmetal on the guns. We used some dark iron XF84 on the interior. Rubber black went into the interior. Oh, sorry, rubber black went onto the wheels, obviously. And silvery aluminium parts have been done in XF19. It's then had a couple of coats of Vallejo spray-on acrylic satin varnish as the base coat. And then it's had a couple of layers of top coat in between when I have applied the decals. So what other issues did I have with this? One issue I had was I do tend to kind of go astray from the instructions on occasion. Mainly, I mean, this is partially down to the fact that I try to film a lot of the building, and it's not always convenient to do it as per the instructions. And I kind of messed up the sequencing of these individual bomb bays. There's 4 on each side of the between the wing and the nacelles, and I had to rip it all apart and start over. Consequently, there is a little bit of a gap here because I think I still failed to get the sequencing quite right. There was a little bit of putty gone into this, again, partially I think down to my novice abilities and the fact that I tried to build some on camera, which just makes me do it quicker than you should, which is something I need to address with build videos in the future. Again, you can see the sort of scabbiness of my painting of my cockpit canopy there, my nose canopy there. I did actually damage one of the decals when it was coming off, but I utilised a little bit of this top of the L here just to put a patch on it, and it looks okay. Another decaling issue I had was here on this star sign, which I can't remember. It's the Great Bear, isn't it? Of course it is. I used to work for a company called Great Bear, where I managed to get part of the star folded inside, and for all the trying, I couldn't get it to come back out again. And if I'd continued, I probably would have done more damage to the decal than I actually was willing to do. So it's just gone on as is. Detail on the kit. I mean, the panel lines on this are excellent. There is a lot of detail on the inside of the cockpit as well, all instruments and what have you. The ailerons are movable also, both rear and on the wings. There is photo etch that goes into the engines also, including engine bay engine bay sides, but I couldn't get my head around doing those, so they were left out. So what do you think? I think it's okay. I'm quite happy with it, and I really like the colour, to be honest with you. It looks quite interesting in the cabinet with a whole load of other green and grey alternate aircraft. You may recall that when we did the You Choose My Next build, I also decided to build my PZL 23A Carus, a 1964 kit, boxed in 1982. And that came out okay. I mean, I just used the same paints as I was doing this one with, so I mean, it was no big deal painting it. And one of these, like I've said previously, I'll be giving away. There'll be a vid up for that in a couple of days. These are kind of funky little kits to actually play around with. Quite rare, actually, in this boxing at least. So if you want to have a go at that, keep your eyes out for the video, which will be coming in a few days. As another follow-up to this, we're also going to have a look at the Mr. Craft PZL 37. This one comes with Romanian, Polish and Russian markings. So it's kind of an interesting kit. And I've got to be honest with you, it doesn't look that bad. Excuse me, it doesn't look that bad. This is a 2009 issue by Mr. Craft. And it's originally a ZTS plastic tooling from 1983. So there'll be a kit comparison up for that, looking at the two different aircrafts, the two different models side by side, and that might be up tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to be focusing now on our MPM Fokker T8, so that's the next build, and we will be looking at some 135 kits for our next few kit building adventures, which will also be You Choose My Next builds also. So I hope you kind of enjoyed that. I'm drinking my last can of Lech lager, so cheers, and I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and as always, be seeing you.